Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Ace Attorney Investigations 2. Previously, we managed to get the truth from John Marsh at long last. When he found the body, on the night he went back to the lot to practice alone, there was a bouquet of flowers on it, lion lilies. As it happens, he recognized that bouquet because his mother, Justine Courtney, brought that bouquet to go meet the president with on the rooftop of the Grand Tower, and so John Marsh decided to try and destroy that evidence, but we still found the truth anyway. And most infuriatingly, Courtney won't tell us why she gave the president a bouquet of flowers, which has me scratching my head quite a bit. And then, with a dead end in view, we look to the past. We've recreated the scene from 12 years ago when President Antoine was kidnapped while he was visiting Japanifornia. And it's in front of this orphanage, which has since been torn down and paved over. Apparently, Blaise the Best and Justine Courtney buried something in the flowers here? Oh yeah, and also, Roland is... Did I say Justine Roland? No, I meant Patricia Roland. Patricia Roland was the one who was accused of kidnapping President Antoine 12 years ago, so... It's weird out here, man. It's weird out here. Anyway, speaking of weird, let's finish talking to these two. What a scoop! Would you look at that? Those folks have done turned green. Maybe they're sick or something? But their clothes are green too. Well, I'll be. Their clothes are all green too. I reckon this ain't no ordinary disease. You picked up on something good. Looks like you're taking it to the next level. Yes, Chief. And it looks like there's no way we'll be getting a word in. Not that I have any desire to intervene. Okay, we finished talking to everyone here. Now let's actually look around. Little snowman. This has mostly melted, but it appears to be a snowman. It has a scarf and a hat. It must have melted since it was dressed so warmly. The poor thing has even lost one of the buttons that was used for its eyes. The temperature reaches its lowest point at dawn. Perhaps it would have refrozen later. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Once a snowman melts, even if it freezes up again, it becomes an iceman instead of a snowman. What? Is that what she was expecting me to say? Footprints. These footprints stop near the body. They must be Mr. Cameron's footprints. He sure has some big feet. They look like a size 11. According to the data, his shoes match those footprints. How about these, then? Well, yeah, now that I look at them, they are smaller. The footprints here seem to lead to and from the body. I have a size 14 foot, by the way. Don't know why I said that. These footprints were believed to be the culprits. The shoe size is about a size 7. That's fairly average. It seems we won't be able to tell who the culprit is from these footprints. So this is the eyewitness of the president's kidnapping, Jack Cameron. What exactly did he witness? I've recreated the state of this body based on the photos taken by the police. It appears he was struck in the head from behind. The murder weapon was a brick, right? Looks like the ones from this garden. The blood that flowed from his head was splattered all over the surroundings. Man, is it just me or is this the bloodiest crime scene in the franchise so far? Here, take this. It's Mr. Cameron's autopsy report. Oh. 1 a.m. What was the photographer doing here at the orphanage at 1 a.m.? Oh, well, right, if the president was here, then I guess he would, be following as like paparazzi or something. Died instantly after being hit on the head with a brick. Likely killed just after leaving a message from his cell phone. Let's take a look at that. Go left to right here. Well, I guess I should look at the body. Jack Cameron was a freelance journalist. He was killed because he witnessed the president's kidnapping. The blood really stands out in the recreation. It's giving me the heebie-jeebies. Even in the original photo, it looks brutal enough. A lot of blood was spilled. The back of his head is covered in blood. That must be where all the blood spilled from. According to the autopsy report, he was struck in the back of the head with a brick. Indeed, it's likely that the killer approached Mr. Cameron from behind. Is the victim holding something in his right hand? Oh! I wouldn't even have noticed. That's also written in the case files. It seems he was holding onto a button. A button? Did he tear it off the culprit's clothes? Oh. A black button, huh? I assume this is the victim's cell phone. That's right. Apparently Mr. Cameron gave his eyewitness testimony over the cell phone. What do you mean by over the cell phone? After Cameron found the president, it seemed that he called his girlfriend. Oh, that's Lane. Oh. But she didn't answer the phone, so Cameron left a message on her answering machine. The tape is in the case files too. You want to hear it? Please. Hello, Jill? Are you asleep today? Jill Crane. Jill Crane. I'm in front of the facility now, but something's not right. President Juan is here of all places. And what's more... crap, the light just went off. I can barely see a thing now. I can't believe it, but it almost looks like he's being kidnapped. I thought I'd let you know. What is that sound at the end? It seems he was attacked while he was still on the phone. Agent Lane, may I ask, what was the name of Mr. Cameron's beloved? I'm pretty sure I heard her name was Jill Crane. So it was true. Did you say Jill? This is why she was seeking revenge for 12 long years. The feelings and the items Miss Crane inherited from her beloved brought her to the auction. She had come to exact revenge on the conductor, Blaze. But Miss Crane tried to get revenge on Blaze, right? She may have wanted to get revenge on him for covering up the kidnapping case. Or perhaps she thought Blaze himself was the kidnapper. Damn. That's sad, man. A yellow flower has fallen here. In the language of flowers, it means a stolen treasure. No. Kay, please stop making things up. Still, this flower seems to be of a different variety from the ones growing nearby. Well then, why is it in a place like this? This bothers me a little. We should examine the flower bed itself after this. I knew it. Someone must have stolen this from somewhere and brought it here. Kay. And in the language of flowers, this means an angry prosecutor. Well, she's got that right. This is the brick that was used as the murder weapon. Oh yeah, I think I said it was like some sort of case in the last video. I know it's a brick. You can find bricks like this all over the garden. They must have used one of them as a weapon. Yeah, it was clearly not a premeditated death. Or killing. The victim was carrying a camera. Oh, according to the case files, it seems he only managed to take a single photo. Here it is. Why does that kind of look like Gregory? No way, though. Oh. That's odd. The right eye of that snowman, it's kind of like scraped away, like someone scooped it with their hand. Interesting. This is... Isn't that the president? He's being held at gunpoint. This must be the scene the victim witnessed. So the person in the coat must be the kidnapper. Indeed, it seems like some sort of disguise. If the logic of Agent Lane's father is correct, then this person should be Patricia Rowland. But why is there only one photo? Perhaps he was killed before he could take any more. Well, it looks like Juan was outside the grounds of the orphanage. Maybe he was just passing by. Interesting. I think we've looked at everything. I can't deduce, so let's check the flower bed. A flower bed. According to the data, this facility had 3 gardens. A layout kinda matches the footprints made 12 years later. Kinda. And each of these gardens contain 3 flower beds. The way these flower beds are lined up. Have I seen this arrangement somewhere before? Oh. Ah, okay. Since it was during the winter, there were no flowers in bloom. What a shame. Can I look at that again? No. What's this yellow flower? Huh? Why is there a single flower here? That is a lion lily. It's a very rare type of lily. Did you say lion lily? That's the flower Miss Courtney gave to the president. What's it doing here? Could it be just a coincidence? If I recall, the lion lily originates from Asia. In the language of flowers, it means the bond between parent and child. I never knew you were so familiar with flowers. That much is common sense. You're simply lacking in your studies, Miles Edgeworth. Elephant swing. It's a swing decorated with the face of an elephant. It looks like there's some kind of motor attached to the other side of the elephant. There's one thought that has crossed the minds of every top-class swinger. If only I could do a full 360 degrees. With that powerful motor rotating the swing, that dream can finally be achieved. Rotating with a motor. But wouldn't that be dangerous? Mr. Edgeworth, you can't fulfill your dreams unless you're willing to take some risks. Is that the real problem here? Well, maybe we can put together some logic. Yeah, I think the layout of one of those batches of 3 flower beds matches the layout of the footprints Finally, we can use this logic. I've been holding on to it from the start. Perhaps this is the true nature of the monster's footprints. True nature? Compare the positions of the 3 footprints and the 3 flower beds on the left. Oh! Yeah, that's what I realized there. The exposed areas of dirt match the areas where the flower beds were. Oh my god. The reason Blaze dug them in the shape of hoof prints was because that's how it matches up to the corner of the diamond shape. Oh my god. This case is so smart. So Blaze dug holes in front of where each of the 3 flower beds used to be. Exactly. Now, why would he do such a thing? I believe we have a piece of evidence that tells us why. Why did Blaze dig holes in the ground near the flower beds? Because the letter said, to dig it up? Oh, hold on. Yeah. The report from Patricia Rowland to Blaze DeBest. It said that something was laid to rest in front of the flower bed. So Blaze was following Miss Rowland's instructions to dig it up. But why would he dig up 3 holes? The report didn't state which of the 3 flower beds the item was in front of. Oh, so Blaze didn't know exactly where to dig. That's why he had to dig up all 3 spots. Most likely, yes. I'm sure Blaze himself was none too happy about that. He went through all that trouble. I wonder what he was trying to dig up. Huh. We're still not done investigating. Murder weapon brick. Something dug up. I mean... I don't think they're connected. I guess I have to look around some more. Lane? Any new stuff? Can I show you... the photo? The SS5 incident that occurred 12 years ago. Guess I should tell you everything. My old man failed to protect the country's #1 VIP. Because of that, he put everything on the line in his hunt for the culprit after the incident. During that time, my old man, he was like a lifeless ghost. If he had just caught his prey, he might have been able to forgive himself. But that shrew, Rowland, she managed to get away scot-free. My old man couldn't repay his debt to the president, nor could he unravel the case. So began the nightmare that our wolf pack still haven't woken up from to this day. Satisfied? When his clan's honor was damaged, young Lane's heart was wounded just as badly. Agent Lane, I can sympathize with your father's regrets. However, all we can do is perform a thorough investigation of this case. I hope your words will serve as some kind of clue. That's all you have to say? Sheesh. All that talking was a real waste of time. Can we get... well... Yeah, I think Lane is the only one here who actually has a proper dialogue. Unless Francisca? No. Huh. I'm not sure what else to do. Maybe there's something I haven't looked at. Like here. This door. I remember seeing it from somewhere. Of course you would. It looks exactly like the Grand Tower door we saw earlier. But this is a recreation from 12 years ago. That means this door has been here since then. It seems when the Grand Tower was built, they decided to reuse the door rather than destroy it. It's like the old saying goes, discover something new by heating up something old. Oh, it seems she's understood the correct meaning of this saying for once. But if you're using a microwave to do it, don't heat it up for over 5 minutes. Thanks for the help. Well, shoot, maybe I do connect digging up something with the brick? No, that doesn't even make sense. Was there any mention in the case files that a brick was hidden? So the president was at the Zhenfa embassy at midnight, then left, and at 1 a.m. he was kidnapped. Okay, these turtle and rabbit swings? These playground toys are modeled after a hare and a tortoise, like from the fable. The tortoise and the hare competed in a race, and in the end, the hare lost. And now for something completely different. It's time for a K quiz. Why did the hare lose? There are 3 choices. I already know the answer. It's because the hare took a nap. 1. The hare's favorite shoes were stolen by the Yatagarasu. 2. The tortoise trained with the Yatagarasu until it became faster than the hare. Or 3. Unbeknownst to the 2 animals, the Yatagarasu stole the victory from the shadows. Those are my only choices? Is it too hard for you? Okay, I'll give you a hint. It starts with a She wanted me to pick number 3. Maybe Deduce has magically shown up? Alright, well, fine. I guess I'll have to try it then. I'm out of ideas. You know what? Maybe I should be thinking, like this is clearly the final investigation phase of the entire game. Probably. Of course, you would have to use up all your logic. Yeah, I thought so. Okay. Maybe something new with the snowman now we've seen the photo? Well, shoot! Guys, I'm this close to looking up a guide for this. I'm flat out of ideas. Maybe anything new with these shoes? No. I've talked to everyone. I've looked at everything. And the logic isn't putting together. Anything new with you two, maybe? Alright, yeah, I gave it a fair shot. I'm stumped. Alright. Jeez. Talk about subtle. Apparently this pillar here, it's burnt? And I thought that was just like some dirt or ivy. Oh, man. I mean, now that I look at it, yeah, this pillar is pristine and clean compared to this one, so there is a difference. Yeah, I mean, I saw this, I looked at it, but I was like, oh, that's just some, like, plants. Or something. And this pillar appears to be burnt. According to the files, it seems there was a fire on the evening of the incident. A fire? Gee, I wonder who started it. Maybe the known pyromaniac whose name is Blaze? Let's see here, huh? It says that one of the children at the orphanage spilled kerosene and set it on fire as a prank. Huh? I guess that kid had far too much energy. And thanks to that, we can't make out any of the footprints near the main hall. We've learned pretty much all that we can about the situation at the time of the murder. Oh, in that case, is there another scene you'd like to recreate? Yes. Would you do the honors? I would like you to recreate the scene when the victim witnessed the president's kidnapping. Right. I'll recreate the scene based on Mr. Cameron's photo. Mr. Cameron is standing in the middle of the flower beds. And the president and his kidnapper are standing on the road. My old man based his initial investigation on this man's eyewitness testimony. As a result, it led him to believe that the kidnapping and this facility were related. And that's how he came to suspect the head of the orphanage, Patricia Rowland. Yeah. But in court, Blaise DeBest treated this testimony as if it meant nothing. Why would he do that? The president and his kidnapper were not standing inside the orphanage grounds, so a connection between the orphanage and the kidnapping was difficult to prove. I see. It's not like they were seen inside the orphanage, after all. No matter how much evidence the detectives gather at the crime scene, it doesn't mean squat if the prosecutor won't use it in court. Blaise DeBest had some kind of connection with Patricia Rowland. I figure they had some kind of deal going on. In other words, you think that Blaise was one of the kidnappers? However, your father was convinced that Patricia Rowland was the culprit. Your father was a highly capable investigator, I presume. Might he have had some other basis for his conclusion, besides the eyewitness testimony? Yeah, I figure he did, but I have no idea what it was. My old man never really talked much about the case. Agent Lane's father, Dylon Lane. President Juan's most trusted confidant. The truth he discovered was suppressed by Blaise DeBest. First, we must find that hidden truth. Ah, we can use Little Thief to change and go back and forth. But I'm not sure why I would want to. Curious. Well, the path of footprints that went from here to here, there were 2 sets of them. So whoever bricked Cameron walked down here and then came back? Why? Cameron took a photo of the president from this spot. And he also called Miss Crane, right? At that time, the killer was already behind him, holding the murderous brick. I won't rest and have inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. That snowman face is bothering me. Oh. What if it's not coal as the eyes, but a button? Well, that would be really big for a button. Maybe never mind. About the snowman. When we recreated the scene where Mr. Cameron was killed, it had already melted. Its scarf was all soggy and one of its button eyes was missing. Okay, there you go. Indeed, at this stage, it appears that most of its original form was still intact. Although there's one spot that looks unnaturally lacking. Poor thing, I bet some naughty kid must have plucked it off. Although, from a thief's perspective, that kid does have some promise. Was it plucked off by one of the children at the orphanage? No, perhaps it was taken by an entirely different person altogether. This snowman, wouldn't you say it's missing something? Oh, its right eye is missing! Precisely. And what's more, that missing eye happens to be in our possession. The button that Mr. Cameron was holding onto? It's got the exact same design as the snowman's left eye. If we assume this button was indeed the snowman's eye, a huge contradiction arises. If this button is the snowman's eye, what contradiction arises? I mean, everything seems like it lines up. Huh? I have no reason to think that the snowman was moved. And I have no reason to believe that President isn't standing where he clearly is in that photo. And the angle of the camera lines up with the photograph. What the hell? Huh? You can see that the lamp post is on the outside, so Juan and the kidnapper are clearly standing outside the orphanage, and the snowman is at the gate. By process of elimination, it's gotta be the victim? Like, how did the victim get the eye? The victim was holding onto the button. Furthermore, the button was stained with blood. In other words, he grabbed the button after he was attacked. For example, if we were to picture it in this way. After being struck in the back of the head, Mr. Cameron lost his balance. As he was falling, he reached out his hand towards the nearby snowman. However, it could not support his weight, and he collapsed while still grasping the button. Huh? That means... Mr. Cameron was near the snowman when he was attacked? Indeed. At the very least, he must have been within arm's reach. However, it's quite clear that he would not have been able to reach it from his current position. But Mr. Cameron's footprints only lead towards the flower bed. Can we be certain that these footprints really are Mr. Cameron's? It seems we'll need to investigate them one more time. Understood. Recreate the time the body was discovered scene one more time. Wait, I wanted to look at the... Oh, never mind. These footprints should match up with Mr. Cameron's shoes, right? Let's inspect them again. These footprints, are they really Mr. Cameron's? They're from size 11 shoes, and these huge footprints match up with Mr. Cameron's shoes. No matter how you look at it, they're moving steadily towards the center of the flower beds. But when Mr. Cameron was attacked, they grabbed the button from the snowman. Even with the Great Thief's peak human conditioning, your arm just can't stretch that far. Let alone an ordinary civilian, it'd be completely impossible. The footprints come from the shoes worn by the victim, just as the case files say. However, does that mean Mr. Cameron was the owner of these shoes? We should re-examine Mr. Cameron's shoes. Come to think of it, they do look a little, just a teensy bit too small. These shoes should match the footprints. However, these shoes, it seems like they were not the ones originally worn by the victim. What do you mean? If you look closely, you'll see the laces were tied up strangely, and the size doesn't seem to fit quite right either. Wow, someone swapped his shoes. Post-mortem. That would mean these huge footprints leading up to the victim's feet were most likely made by someone other than the victim. So then, the footprints leading to and from the victim's head must be Mr. Cameron's. No, not necessarily. They seem a little too small to be the victim's footprints. So none of the footprints are his? Then which way did Mr. Cameron walk from? From inside the orphanage. It's quite simple. The victim did not walk here on his own accord, but rather, he was carried here after he was murdered by the culprit. The question now becomes, where was he killed and carried from? Perhaps it was near the snowman after all. Well, I might be able to put together some logic. Yeah, look at this. Did he dig up something relevant because they were partners in crime? Oh, phew. If we suppose that Blaze was one of the kidnappers, it becomes more likely that what he dug up yesterday is connected to the abduction. Oh! What is it? I figured it out! It was treasure! Treasure! Couldn't Blaze have dug up the ransom money? The $100 million ransom. Buried in the ground until the heat had died down. It's certainly possible. I know, right? Whoa. That's a thought. Okay, found near Cameron's body. Did it come from facility grounds? Body was moved. There are signs that Cameron's body was carried from somewhere. I don't think these two quite match up. Okay, nothing new on these footprints. Okay, let's go back to the other time. Oh, new stuff. A kidnapping, a murder, and a fire on top of that. So much happened that it's hard to keep things straight. The fire was caused by a child on the evening of the incident, which means the fire occurred before the kidnapping and the murder. Did you notice something about when the fire started? Indeed, there's one thing that caught my attention. The fire occurred first, then something left at the crime scene should not have been there. What has changed at the scene due to the fire and the evidence that I have on hand? It seems I'll need to take a moment to compare the two. Oh, you want to hear about the Little Thief's newest feature? Not particularly. What? Come on, don't say that. Using the latest feature, we can now recreate the scene at different times. She just went ahead and started explaining it. Right now, we can recreate the scene based on the police investigation report and Mr. Cameron's eyewitness testimony. Please let me know whenever you want to switch scenes. Yeah, swap. Moment of the incident when the president was being kidnapped. This is the president just before he's kidnapped at gunpoint. The president was strong, but there's no way he'd win against a gun. And Mr. Cameron photographed the scene from the middle of the flower beds. There's something highly unnatural about this. It would have been impossible for him to grab the snowman's button from there. Indeed. We should examine the state of the other recreation once more. Yeah, we already looked at the footprints on the shoes. It's the one-eyed snowman. It goes all the way up to my shoulders. At this size, it's a gigaton class. You gotta hand it to the kids who made it. I was hoping for some more diverse information, instead of just its size. A bucket hat, button eyes, and a wool scarf. It's fully equipped. All that's left is to knock it down with countless punches and kicks. I was hoping for some more objective information instead of what you'd like to do to it. This pillar appears to be burnt. According to the files, it seems there was a fire on the evening of the incident. A fire. Let's see here. Huh? Okay, well, we read this before, but it's not auto-skipping, so I don't know why. Yeah, far too much enter. We saw this. The place Cameron was killed was not near the flower beds. So then, whose blood is this? Just now, the state of the recreation has changed completely. Regarding this bloodstain, the time the body was discovered scene has probably been greatly impacted as a result. Then let's go check it out right away. Preparations are ready. Since the state of the recreation has changed once again, I should press the Y button and select Change Recreation. Let's give it a try. Way to break the fourth wall. Yes, please. Change it. So the blood... Okay, still no deduce. Oh, the blood is so vivid. According to the autopsy report, it seems the immediate cause of death was blood loss from the blow to the head. Indeed, not only did it spill out from the wound, but it splattered around the surrounding area. No one could have survived after losing this much blood. I guess it's safe to say that the autopsy report matches the state of affairs. No? Crap, am I out of ideas again? Maybe we do use logic. Okay, body was moved. Found near the body, maybe the brick was planted there specifically? Yeah, I thought so. Blah, 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 blah. Mr. Cameron's body was moved. If you consider the button he was holding onto, it's highly likely that he was killed near this snowman. I should take a closer look. Ah, son of a... The snowman has become a sad sight to look at. It can't be helped. Snow and ice both melt away with time. Just like the mysteries of the cases you've solved, Mr. Edgeworth. As time passes, those mysteries melt away while you continue to keep your cool. You do realize I'm racking my brain trying to solve those mysteries during a case. There are some size 7 footprints going back and forth. According to the police files, those are the culprit's footprints. Indeed. They seem to grow faint and disappear as they approach the road. There's not much snow left on the road after all. As expected, it'll be difficult to determine who these footprints belong to. It appears that the outside of the facility was also decorated with flower beds. Wow, so there are flowers that bloom in the winter. Snow has even piled up on the flower bed. Indeed. It seems a little cold, and it gives off a refined taste, even though it's just a recreation. Indeed, it gives off a little cold and tastes quite refined, even though it's just a recreation. Why? Okay. I've actually looked at everything here, so... What's the point of this? I didn't get any new logic or information. Weird. What's the point of this? Okay, new dialogue here. A yellow flower has fallen here. It's called a lion lily. Indeed. Franziska told us earlier. Apparently it comes from Asia. Yup, in the language of flowers, I think it means the bond between partners in crime. It's the bond between parent and child. Oh, crap. Okay, Lane? Help? Kay, help? Okay, back to the guide, I guess. Oh, son of a... Where is it? Oh my god, that's subtle! There's one single missing brick right here! Right... Dude, I'm playing this with it blown up wide and taking up my whole computer monitor. How did anyone notice this on the tiny DS screen? Damn, that's subtle! Huh? There's a brick missing here. There you go. The rest are all in order. It's strange that only this one is missing. The murder weapon brick came from the missing bricks. Perhaps the missing brick was the one used as the murder weapon. Oh yeah, it seems to be just the right size to fit in the gap perfectly. So here's the thing. If someone plucked a brick from here and then walked at Cameron, there's no way they would sneak behind. This clearly means the body had to have been moved. Oh my god. As I thought, it seems the murder actually occurred near the snowman. Both the button Mr. Cameron was holding and the murder weapon came from there. Indeed. Also, if we assume that the killer picked up the brick near the snowman, and then tried to sneak up behind Mr. Cameron. Oh! Mr. Cameron totally would have seen the person picking up the brick. Exactly. Kay, please update the recreation. Mr. Cameron was not in the middle of the flower beds, but near the snowman. Kay, I'm on it. Oh, look at that. That is weird. That is weird, weird, weird. So they're just looking this way and photographed Juan and the kidnapper over here? I mean, there is a lamppost, but... comparing these two... No, it still doesn't match up at all. Weird. Well, hopefully the remainder of this investigation will be smooth sailing. I did have to look up a guide twice. But yeah, I think we're really drawing to a close here in terms of the investigation phase. Next, I suppose, we'll have some sort of rebuttal going on with maybe Lane, probably Lane, yeah, as we try to set things straight and reveal what actually happened. The courts got it wrong 12 years ago. The scene of the crime was completely different. Ugh, my head hurts. Like, actually, I am actually feeling a teensy tiny little headache on my right temple. One video game player can only think a thunk so much, you know? I suppose I've reached my limits, so yeah, next time I'll definitely finish this investigation and see what happens next. So, my question is, say we solve this, the SS5 incident, and we determine who the real kidnapper was. Like, sure, it'll be good to get Patricia and or the best Blaze with another crime, hold them accountable for what they did. But from there, how will this connect back to the present day? Oh! Miles was saying that maybe Blaze went here to dig up the $100 million. And you know what? That lines up with the big bag. The big black and white and red bag that was seen near the Mozilla costume in the photo. Hold on. Yeah, Blaze brought that huge duffel bag with him to the scene while he was digging things up, and then we found that duffel bag in his house. Apparently he was successful? Did he get the money? Like, what, was he planning on, like, taking the money and running? Was he gonna flee from Japanifornia? Like, it's hard to imagine he would be able to, you know? It's like... Huh. I'm a little confused. So, last night, Blaze was pretty much proven in front of a huge crowd of people that he was the killer of Jill Crane. And yet the next day he came here at night to dig up stuff with a sledgehammer and shovel? Wasn't he, like, arrested or detained? Why was he free to go out and do that? Am I missing something? Did I forget something? I don't know. My head hurts. Well, this has been a lot of fun as always. I'm Zephyr the Jester. This has been more Ace Attorney Investigations 2. Thank you for watching. Hopefully catch you next time. So until then, please take care.